Look at Will Richard. Remember, he was drafted in the second round, 56 overall. He's in line to make an all-rookie team if he ended the season today, but he's playing well, and it's no surprise to his college head coach, Todd Golden. Look, he's a standout. He checks all the boxes, and recently, Monty Poole and I got a chance to speak with Todd Golden, his national champion head coach with the Florida Gators. They went 36-4 last season. Check out this Dubs Talk exclusive. Man, this Will Richard kid, because Clay Jr. was the star, right? He was the guy who was getting the Steph Curry comps, and he was lighting it up. But Will Richard just seemed to be that stabilizer. When things got hairy, when the waters got choppy, he seemed to calm it with either big shot making, a great defensive play. And I remember telling Monty, we were talking in our preseason preview, said, I think this Will Richard kid is going to start a couple games. Monty's like, a rookie? I was like, man, that's Steve Kerr, man. If you know how to play and you don't turn the ball over, what are some of the things that you think he needs to do better at this level here? Because we're talking about how he slipped to 56 or whatnot. And seniors, obviously, and you get all these high prospects who are 18, 17. It's like, oh, he's got a 7'5" wingspan. What are some of the things you think he needs to do a little bit better to prolong his career? I know we're early in his career, but how is he going to stay in this league for a long time? What do you think he needs to work on?
You know, I think he's on the right track right now. And as you guys have seen, through the first, quarter of the season or, fifth of the season, wherever we're at right now, Billy Donovan came and spoke to our team at the beginning of last year. And the one thing he told our guys, and we had probably 6 or 7 guys that really had potential to play in the NBA at some point. And what he expressed to our guys was, listen, the NBA is the 60 best players in the world, and then the 300 best players that can play around those guys and make them the best they can be and be the best teammates around them, because not everybody's going to be able to shoot the ball every time. Not everybody's going to have the green light Steph Curry has, right? Like that's just not realistic. And I think Will, the reason why I am fully confident Will is going to be, a 10-year NBA guy, that's going to start a lot of games and be a part of a lot of winning teams, is because Will has great confidence in himself. He has a great understanding of who he is. And he has a great understanding of how to make everybody better. And I think, obviously going to continue to, need to be better defensively, keeping guys in front and be more consistent in different areas. But the mentality that he has and that he takes into practice and being a part of that team every day is what's going to keep him in the league. He's incredibly unselfish. He's not going to push back on anything that Steve Kerr or, Terry Stotts or Jerry Stackhouse talks him about. And as Jimmy Butler said, when he talks to Will and says, hey, bro, you need to be doing this, Will's going to be, I got you, dude, let's go. It's not going to be pushing back or, fighting it. And again, Will's a great teammate. He has a great understanding of what it takes to be successful. He helped us win a lot of games here. And, I think he's got to improve in every little part of his game. Like There's growth that needs to continue to show up. But listen, man, if I had to bet on somebody doing it, it's Will Richard. That guy understands winning at a high level.
And what do you know, since Will Richard is in Orlando right now with the Dubs getting ready to take on the Magic, Todd Golden, whose team just played in Jacksonville on Sunday against the Miami Hurricanes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Showed up to the team meeting to surprise his former player who helped him win a national championship.
Yo, I remember Draymond Green's coach, Tom Izzo, coming to the locker room back in the day when we were rookies in the NBA. And it was just a proud moment to see a coach take the time out. This is basketball season for everybody. Everybody's busy. But it says about what the player means. There's a lot about what the player means to that coach. You heard, Coach say a lot about Will Richard. Young player, he's a grown-up, and usually when a coach says this, that translates to the NBA. He plays like that guy. He's unselfish. He comes out there on the floor, does all the little things. You've seen him be ready for the moment, be prepared. In his first NBA start, he gets 30 points in the game in Sacramento. So that's the hard work and all the things showing in the game. But also, he does all the little things. So far in this win streak, he's done the little things, the rebounding, the cutting, to make sure that this team is successful on this win streak.
There was a lot that I love about what Todd Golden said regarding Will Richard, but the thing that I heard was he still got more things to get better at, right? This is the kind of coaching that he's been going through for the last 4 years at Florida. Coming into this situation, you know why Will Richard is not satisfied with the way that he's played. Even right now, we already talked about the fact that he's over 40% from three, that he's so effective from the floor, leading the team in true shooting percentage. But he's also third right now on the team in fast break points.
Yep.
He hasn't played as many minutes as all of these other players out there. Moses Moody, Jonathan Kuminga, Brandon Podziemski, third right now in fast break points. That is effort. That's hustle. That's getting up and down the floor. So you could tell wherever he can impact the game, Will Richard is going to find a way to do it.
Yeah, in the month of November, playing just 22 minutes per game, but shooting 54.5% from the floor and 41 from the three-point line. So it's Will Richard doing what he has to do, cutting to the basket, making wide open shots, as well as Moses Moody. And Moses Moody, he's been lighting it up. Including on Sunday against the Pelicans. Career high, 32 points, 8 made threes, 7 in the first quarter, joining Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson as the only members of the Golden State Warriors to hit 7 or more threes in a single quarter. How about that company? And his teammates took notice. Here's Will Richard, Pods, and Moses himself.
Yeah, he was aggressive. I mean, he took the right shots, got in the rhythm early, and it kind of sustained him through the whole game. So definitely good to see him get it going like that early and help us win. I would say we were kind of doing it in the flow of our offense. I feel like he was doing a great job of getting to the right spots, and we're playing as a team, making the right looks. We found him a lot of times in transition, which helped just him running hard and making it happen. So we're definitely looking for him to keep him going.
I mean, Moses is a great shooter, and he's not, a person that's going to talk about himself or be loud about it, but he's a great shooter, great player, and we needed that tonight, especially the way they were defending Steph, just trying to keep the ball out of his hands, really. And so Moses did a great job in that first group stepping up.
I put a lot of work in this summer, so you putting all that work in, thinking that you're getting better, thinking that you're just gonna make a difference, but it's really validating when you get into the season that it actually does. That's actually my first time having 8 threes. I've hit 7 threes like 30 times in my life. Like I've done that plenty of times, but I got an uncle that told me when I was young, like that he like the most he hit was 8. So I've been trying to get it my whole life, and he's like put a curse on me. I've never gotten it, so I'll probably give him this jersey or something. That's cool.
Give his uncle the jersey.
I got an uncle
story. Right. He got uncle story. But also his joints feel well, right? He's back in the South. The weather's good. The food is good. And he was cooking it up in New Orleans with 32 points, 10 made field goals, but the 8 threes, how did he do it?
A lot of different ways, but most importantly, just being available when the ball's coming across half court. One, moving your feet, relocating, coming off this screen right here. He's going to set a back pick for Buddy Hield and then immediately come right off this curl screen from Al Horford. He actually slipped that back pick. He didn't set it. He went right off of it, set his feet, turn, immediate elevation, just easy bucket. Sometimes it doesn't have to be that hard though, but one thing about Moses Moody, he's going to find the tough bucket. Let's see right here. You got me? Are you able? Let me go get you a pick again.
Listen, this is a post split.
This is a post split. Right, exactly. This is
by
a post split. Split action. I'm coming right back. Right. These are like, this is the IQ you're seeing from Moses Moody. Those are 2 screens that he's gone to set, and then he's come right back and be able to find. But here again, New Orleans, you're not paying attention to who's available. Alvarado tries to get the steal. Nope. Moses Moody going straight for the easy lay. And 1. Flex on him, young buck. Flex on him. I love this.
I see a lot of confidence in this game. That's what happens when you put a lot of time in. You see footwork, all the things that you put in. He said it perfectly. When you work in the summer, all the hope and all your thoughts is when the season comes, I want to be the guy that they depend on in different moments in the game. And so far, Moses Moody, he's looking like not just a young guy who's prepped for right now. Yeah. He's looking like a long-term starter for the Warriors because he's hitting shots. Defensively, he had 3 steals. A big shout out to the Warriors because there was 34 assists. So the ball was moving, it was hopping. This is how guys can be involved in the game. But I love that Moses is also taking advantage of the fact that Steph Curry, when he's on the floor, he's going to get a lot of attention. Go set screens, move around, and you're going to be open. And when you knock that down, that's all your hard work showing off.
Zena, I think this started in Oklahoma City when the Warriors are getting blown out. Yeah. Nothing to play for. He had that big time block on Alex Caruso. I think Steve Kerr took notice of that, said, I need to start this young buck. He mentioned yesterday in 95-7 the game. Yeah, for the foreseeable future, Moses Moody's going to be in that first 5.
Yeah, because he does those type of plays, right? He always elevates us. We've seen him come in fourth quarters where the game looks lost for the Warriors, and he's able to drop off 12 points real quick and play some defense. He does things to energize and galvanize the Warriors offense and defense, and it's just exactly what you want if you're a head coach.
Pregame Live presented by Comcast Business. Everybody's focused on Curry's shoes in the pregame warm-ups, but Orlando, they're focused on the ball going through the basket. He's had some explosive nights down in Orlando, but right now it's time for some teamwork in action. Presented by Kaiser Permanente. Curry had been held without a field goal in Sunday's game in New Orleans in that first half until Jimmy Butler came to the rescue in the third quarter. Said, hey, Steph,
good pass, Jimmy.
Get on the board here.
I told you could tell if teammates really like each other if they pass the ball on a fast break like this.
I just love the fist pump in the air. Finally. Yes.
I'm on the board.
Thank God. Here I go.
Little cherry picker from Steph, and he's like, hey, let me get this layup here off the board.
Probably the easiest basket Steph has gotten on this road trip.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
But in Orlando, he scored in a variety of ways, including last season when he dropped 56 points on Orlando and made 12 threes. Now, that's the second 50-point game inside that building. He loves playing Orlando. Look at the highest scoring average. First of all, he loves going to the 6 against Toronto, north of the border, of course, 29 a game there. But in 13 games, Zena has had 4 30-point games in Orlando, 2 50-point games, and 2 40-point games.
Something about Orlando, you put a smile on your face, Disney's down the street, you get excited, right? And Steph is a family man. I'm sure he's been out to Disney quite a few times, but yes, something about Orlando Kia Center just allows the lights to be a little bit brighter for Steph. But most importantly, this is a big deal because Orlando's been a really good defensive team in the last few years. Mm-hmm. So the fact that he was able to dazzle the crowd with 56 points against a team that was top 10 in defense last season, that's really impressive and shows you what Stephen does when he cooks.
Something about being in Orlando, you can't be unhappy over there. It's the happiest place in the world, they say, right? Disney World, next door? Well, especially for Steph. I think I was looking at the numbers. 361 points he scored over the 13 games there or 13 years there. It's incredible. A lot of buckets. But even more important, 90-plus assists, creating plays for his teammates. We've talked about the different ways Steph can score. He is unguardable at this point. Like he can score with the ball in his hands, without the basketball. And he's actually more dangerous when he gives the basketball up because now he's a screener. He's selfless in that way, getting his teammates involved in the game. Steph had 9 points last game in New Orleans. What I've seen in my history with Steph is this is a perfect setting for a Curry Flurry factory over here in Orlando. I'm sure they just have nightmares of Steph coming to town.
No snow usually in Florida.
No, especially in Orlando.
Right, exactly.
82 degrees there again, a 51-point game, a 56-point game. But all he needs tonight is 14 points to pass Vince Carter for number 22 all time on the scoring list
tonight?
I think it may happen in the first quarter.
It averages 28 points.
May happen in the first quarter. And, of course, he used to play one-on-one with Vince Carter when his father, Dale, were teammates with Vince up in Toronto as Raptor teammates. They made the playoffs a couple times there. But, man, Steph, another night, as you said, Fezzi, earlier, and another milestone for the show.
I was listening to the podcast, Mind's Right, Mind the Game podcast, and Steph was talking about how he just never had this feeling that the bright lights were on him because he got to watch his dad, whether it's interacting with the guys in the team or playing these big moments. He was able to just step right into the spotlight.
Yeah, when you're the progeny of one of the best shooters in the NBA, it makes sense that you're going to come into the situation being like, yeah, I got the stroke. I know what to do. I know exactly how to show up in these moments. And Orlando, unfortunately, has been on the wrong end of things when it comes to that comfortability.
There's no doubt the chef loves the Kia Center, has some explosive nights in that building. But let's head down to Orlando for a little crossover action with the gentlemen calling the action. As always, Bob Fitzgerald and Kalina Azubuike. Good evening, fellas.
No ties. Keep it that way.
No ties. 3 in a row for the Golden State Warriors, the front end of another back-to-back, their 5th this season. And we know the chef has had some memorable moments in that building. But how about Moses Moody picking up the slack the other night in that first quarter with 7 made threes, Fitz? This is what we're talking about, strength in numbers to help out some of the OGs on this roster.
You hit on it, Bonte. Kalina and I have spent a lot of time on this road trip saying, all right, Steph and Jimmy, and then Draymond handles the defense. Who is that third scorer? Not just once in a while, but 12, 13 points every game. Is it Pajemski? Is it Moody? We're nominating Moses, and he kind of answered the bell.
Yeah, Moses is definitely raising his hand. And to that point, Festus, talk to me about playing off of double teams because Jalen Suggs, Anthony Black, they got multiple guys they can send at Steph. You know they're going to send multiple bodies at him. Mosley, defense is his staple, right?
Yep.
And they take pride in what they do. Everybody else has to be ready to attack, move the ball, look for the driving lanes, because you don't have to shoot threes off of those double teams once you move it. You can look for those driving lanes, see if you can get to the basket.
Fitzbuki, when I listened to Coach Jamal Mosley talk right now, he doesn't talk like his team is down. They're missing their star player, but he still feels like they should be winning games. And they have built that foundation on the defensive end. Steph has seen every lineup and every defensive strategy imaginable, but tonight it still has Jalen Suggs, very, very athletic, a guy who can, you've seen him in the past bother Steph's shot. One of the reasons why Steph went for 56 here in the building. Jalen Suggs is a guy, he's a very active young defender. Coming back after an injury though, might be a tough starter for him, but you're going to see double teams. And I think a lot of the biggest things in the double team of Steph Curry, the guys around, the role players, everybody around gets to eat off of that because now you have to cut, you have to move. I was very happy and impressed by the 34 assists last game. That ball movement has to continue. And also you got to take care of the ball.
Mm-hmm. Zena, the Orlando Magic get fouled more than any team in the NBA. Yeah. So Franz Wagner, at 6'9", he's the initiator. He's the handler. Without Paolo Banchero, he'll have the ball a lot tonight. How do you get the don't foul? Is it not reaching? Is it moving your feet? What do the Warriors focus on defensively?
It's definitely a combination of both, but with a player like Franz Wagner, with the size that he has and how his capability of getting to his spots, you will have to have a little bit of guarding by committee. So yes, you're going to have a one-on-one attack defender, maybe a Moses Moody being able to have that, Jimmy Butler, whomever, but there's going to be a little bit of making sure you have bodies in front of him, layers to the defense, digging in, not getting him, allowing him to be comfortable. That's the biggest thing for the Warriors.
Now, it's going to be a fun game as the Warriors seek their 4th straight victory away from home. Fitzabuki, you guys have a great call today.
Well, you think about it, Bonte, 3-3. Okay. When the Warriors left town, it's like, hey, 3-3 on a 6-game road trip would be great. But once you win 3 games, let's get greedy. Let's get another one.
Get more. Why not? Like, listen, it's a head knocker type of road trip, but you're here now. You're ready to play. You might as well try to win. Your offense is going to be tested tonight because we know how good a Mosley team can be defensively. Mm-hmm. This Magic team, that's their staple. They were second defensively last year. They're getting back to that now. Move the ball. Don't settle if you don't have to. Right. Drive as much as you can. Move the ball. Look for open shots.
We've talked about all season. The offense can't be Steph, save us. You know Jimmy Butler will be there, but who's that third scorer? Moses Moody says, I'm here. And he showed it last game.
He has a nice balance of playing off of guys and looking for his own. He's so great for your offense because he's a quick decision maker. 0.5 decisions. Coach Kerr loves that. He reacts to drives so well. He understands his game. I feel like he's a piece of this game right now. But one of the things I love about him more than anything, no matter what's happening offensively, if he's making shots, missing shots, he's going to defend. He's going to bring his hard hat defensively. Point of it.
Orlando was a top 10 defensive team a year ago. And really when you look at the Magic, it's, if they only had shooting, if they only had spacing. Well, they have Franz Wagner and they acquired Desmond Bane. Now, Bane's not rolling yet, but they're a dangerous team in the Eastern Conference.
And they're playing so well together. And Franz, he's more respectable from three-point range now, 36%, but he still wants to get downhill. He still wants to drive, get to the free throw line. This whole team, they get to the free throw line better than anybody in the league. Playing without fouling is going to be important. For Desmond Bane, you still want to run him off that three-point line, okay? Like, he's struggled a little bit, hasn't gotten up to start shooting that he would like to. Seems to be coming out of a slump maybe when it comes to scoring. He'll get downhill, but run him off that three-point line, then help on his drives.
You come to Orlando, you're just a few miles away from the Magic Kingdom. But you know who's magical in this building? Stephen Curry. A year ago, 56. He's had a 51-point game. It is the second best scoring road venue in his whole career. He loves the mouse. Can they stop him tonight? Can he get win number 4 on this trip? We're going to find out shortly. Fonte and the crew back in the studio.